What's up, everyone? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. All right, so the UK versus US thing is getting, I was gonna say heating up, but I feel like that might be the wrong word. I kind of feel like it's a little bit messy. Now, I'm only saying this from the standpoint of having received the first round, Joyner versus Skepta. In my opinion, I think that was decidedly Joyner winning that round. I see what I think Skepta was trying to do, which was, in a fighting analogy, throw a jab, gauge the other fighter's kind of distance and response. But I think he went way too light. Like, it wasn't even like a jab. It was almost like a jab feint. Like, he didn't even actually throw it. He was just kind of like, So I feel like he played it a little bit wrong, or he misread how Joyner was going to come in the situation. So that's happened round one. But since then, it seems like, I don't know if you guys can see my tabs up top, but I have a lot of tabs. But it seems like a lot of different people are jumping in. Now, the reason I'm saying messy instead of heating up, I don't know all UK artists, but I know most of the big ones. Okay, most of the big ones I've come across, I've reacted to, or I've seen in the comments people mentioning. I personally have not heard of Novelist. And then there's another reaction I'm doing after this. Somebody called Big Zoo. I personally have not heard of Big Zoo. Now, does that mean that these guys are not legit or not good? Of course not. I don't know everybody. But it's not the big names that I'm familiar with and that I thought would make things interesting if they stepped in. People like Dave, Getz, Wretch, Avellino, Chip. These are guys. Chip, I don't know his music myself, but I know from reputation. But these are the guys that, if I saw, oh, they're doing a track, I'd be like, oh, snap. Okay, now it's heating up. So I don't know what to expect. I just scrolled a little bit when I searched his name in the YouTube search bar, and I saw that he had a Daily Duppy from a couple years ago that has like 500,000 views. So he may be decently well known, but his channel himself, he only has 13,000 subscribers. And then this particular song, it's been out for almost 24 hours. It only has 22,000 views. So, yeah, think of that what you will. But I'm gonna check it out anyways because it was mentioned in my comments. And let's find out what Novelist sounds like. This will be a first.
Oh, it's good, but it's nothing like my mother's ham biscuit brickle brackle and beans with fizzy wiggets. They used to make roasted ham squash with spittle spattle and a side of biscuit gravy.
Is that so? That I think that was like mockery of British people, right? Like what people typically try to make fun of British people. And I think like one of the things I want to say real quick, because I'm watching TV shows, so I'm watching the Doctor Who TV shows on Patreon, and I made a comment once that like, oh, British people eat their pizza with why do British people eat their pizza with like a fork and knife? And people came in the comments like, I don't know why you think British people do that. I eat it with my hands. I think a lot of times what happens from an American standpoint is that we attribute posh behaviors to all British activities. So, yeah. Anyways.
Spittle spattle and a side of biscuit gravy.
Okay. Okay, very long intro there. We're almost 45 seconds in at that point. Definitely a lot more menacing sounding. His voice sounds pretty decent so far, but I think we're gonna get into some rap now. Let's see. say, what do you know about Teflies when it gets techies? I think there's going to be, if that's the opening lines, I think there's going to be a lot of British slang. This might be difficult for most people to understand. Definitely going to be difficult for me, despite as much, music as I do listen to. I'm still probably going to have a really hard time. Black airs, steppy.
We know about breathing when it gets breathy. We know about when Devilman said you're not ready. Must think you're a kingpin like Frank, but round there you're just a Joyner. Out here begging barefoot for smoke, he's freezing. Hand him a.
Oh, is that like a Frank Lucas, like American Gangster reference potentially? That's pretty dope if that's what that
like
was.
Frank, but round there you're just a Joyner. Out here begging barefoot for smoke, he's freezing. Hand him a coat, cuz I'ma send my man back where he came from. Get him an Uber or boat, cuz talking about you've been waiting your life for this moment.
Did he say get him an Uber or a boat? Is that what he said?
Man back where he came from. Get him an Uber or boat, cuz talking about you've been waiting your life for this moment. Fam, you're a joker. Before you get put there, fam, better know where your place is. Find your home round there is pugnacious, unscrupulous, audacious. What basis do you think you can face this place full of shower?
Unscrupulous, audacious? Yo, okay. Hey, man, I don't know. Like, this has a really low view count, but, like, it's heating up. Like, we're a minute into it, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right.
Round there is pugnacious, unscrupulous, audacious. What basis do you think you can face this place full of shower man and not cases? That lyrical, miracle shit don't work around there, fam. Tie your laces. Your friends say you sound like Eminem, that's a white lie. The lyrical shit won't fly. You look.
That's a white lie. Eminem.
Your friends say you sound like Eminem, that's a white lie. The lyrical shit won't fly. You look like an influencer from Dubai. What you know about Buju and Boom Bye Bye? Punch.
Okay, so this is one of those things that, like, it may not land as well in, like, US audiences, but, like, when he said you look like an influencer from Dubai, like, there's a lot of, like, British people are gonna know that way more than American people are, right? Are gonna understand those references a lot more. That's dope. That was pretty funny.
Times and I kick like my tie. You ain't even the best in the city. Why lie? Don't try. I'll make your eyes stream like I. Look at this daft punk. You won't get lucky here. Your thing's done. State of him. Silly sod heard about SK. You don't wanna know.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. We're gonna pause less moving forward. That was also hopefully the last interruption. They didn't have the brand of paprika powder that my wife ordered, and so they're like, "It's a different brand." Okay, I'm like, "Is it still paprika?" All right, cool. Send it.
No, I'll take your glasses. Here, your thing's done. State of him. Silly sod heard about SK. You don't wanna know. No, I'll take your glasses right off. Sign off. You don't want smoke. Just one Tokyo cough. Beef rap can lead to getting teeth caps or a smiley face. You don't need that. Does Master Ace know you're pinching all of these flows? Stop all the code switching. Man, I'm chatting and bragging about ism, schism, acting like you got the tism. You weren't there at old school visions. Bear mash man in the dance on one mission. I'm a South man in the South, we don't listen. Yank man for anything we see glisten. Hey, Joyner, what you know about Teflies?
Yank man for anything we see glisten. Bro, this is dope, man. Again, I don't know if everyone's gonna get it, but there's some really dope lines in this. I like his style.
We don't listen, yank man for anything we see glisten. Hey, Joyner, what you know about Teflies when it gets techie? What you know about black airs when it gets steppy? What you know about breathing when it gets breathy? What you know
I don't know
about
that
when
one.
Devilman said you're not ready? Don't come round here with that bullshit.
That's it.
With that bullshit, with that bullshit. Don't come round here with that bullshit, with that bullshit, with that bullshit. This guy competes in the trauma Olympics. There's no gold for your whinging, wimping. My bars are packed.
Okay, now he's addressing Joyner's musical content, subject matter. Yeah, I mean, like, these are the angles that we need to see. We don't need to, like, I don't want to just hear stereotypes. Like, I want to hear specifics about the person you're going against, because when it's just like stereotypes, which I think was a big downfall in both of the opening diss tracks, it can just be like so random. Like, it doesn't feel like you did it for this. And I think that can, make disses much, much weaker. The trauma Olympics,
This guy competes in the trauma Olympics. There's no gold for your whinging, wimping. My bars are patches, scripting. Update the game, Joyner's glitching. We know about Ying with the kitchen, the only pitching. You know we're singing on a bitch thing. England's cold, I'ma blitz him. Don't beg it with Central Dave, them same niggas straight will put you in a split king. About nobody cares, but everybody's listening. Enter, everybody's shifting. Took a week for a week, this what a victim.
Bro, took a week for a week diss. I will say, like, Joyner definitely, his diss was way better than Skepta's, in my opinion. But I said it in my reaction, I also don't think it was a knockout punch. I feel like they're both wanting more out of this. I know Joyner just dropped an album. Like, this is the 50 Cent, method of success, recipe for success. Create controversy, create beefs around these drops, and then your name is everywhere. There's buzz, there's stories going on, and you're gonna do better. So he talked about Dave and Central C being mentioned as well. Now, for me personally, like Sench, I think he's a different caliber of, like, he's a different category of artist. But Dave being mentioned, for me personally, Dave is, like one of those special guys. Like he's up there for me when it comes to the artists in general, but I think he's at the top for me when it comes to the UK artists.
But everybody's listening, enter, everybody's shifting. Took a week for a week, this what a victim. My East African brethren would have said my man's a miskin. And you look like a crypto rug puller. I'd put him in a ring with Hasbulla. Don't come round here with man, that.
Put him in the ring with Hasbulla.
With that bullshit, with ever think it's a that thing. Don't come round here with that bullshit. Know the levels. With that bullshit.
Okay. Hey man, you know what? Like, I am left wanting a little bit more, because I think that he has the sound, the beat selection I think was there for like this menacing, like we're going, like, I'm not trying to make a hit song out of this, like I'm trying to go after you, I'm trying to hurt you vibe. I think lyrically, like, he had some good angles. He landed a lot more, I think, than what we saw from Skepta, obviously. But I kind of feel like the "Don't Come Around Here with That BS," like it being so long and on so many parts of the track, I just feel like you're kind of like, you're left like wanting a little bit more of the punches, and maybe that was an attempt to make it still a little bit catchy, even though it's definitely not a hit song formula here. But it can be a diss track that people could get into, because you could repeat that part and like get into it, I guess. But I do think I personally think that was better than Skepta's diss. I don't know, everyone can have their own opinions. Do I think that this, beats anything or tops anything? No. Do I think that Joyner's going to respond to this? Probably not. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll reference it in a bar. Like, at this point, if you have guys jumping in and Skepta's still in his battle, unfortunately, what could happen is that these guys can be used, or these guys' disses can be used as part of like disses to Skepta, and be like, you got these dudes trying to help you, and because you suck or whatever. Like, that could be an angle that Joyner could use. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I'm gonna jump into the other one, Big Zoo. But from my understanding, I think he's actually dissing Eminem. Like, okay, whatever. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, if you guys are still here, I greatly appreciate you spending your time with me. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.